Christians get sick for what? By his stripes we are healed. So why are we getting sick? And it's to proclaim the word over our life, to proclaim the power of Christ over our sickness. So I had the flu for like a week and a half, and I was dead. I was gone. And it was a beautiful experience for a couple of reasons. Whenever we're sick, we're stripped off the layers of our ability to hide things, to cover up and soothe things. It's just pure pain. It's just pure rawness. And I found myself one of the first times being sick, not being able to properly medicate myself with like TV shows and movies. I was so nauseous that I couldn't even watch those things. Everything was giving me a headache. So I had to sit in stillness, and I just put like background fireplace noises by the lake, something like that. And I just was like, wow, I couldn't even listen to sermons, nothing. And I think this is so important for us when we're in a time where many of us are just so used to watching and listening to YouTube videos, podcasts, books, all these things, audiobooks, and it's just like, when are we ever in the stillness and the quiet? And I think having the flu really made me just have to shut down all the noise. You know, we talk about Jesus as the great counselor, but Jesus is also the great healer and the great physician. Like, when you're sick, also pay attention to what is the sickness doing for you, not just to you. Is it giving you time and space? And maybe you can't even read the word, but just to pray to God in your mind, to meditate, to listen to worship instrumental. Is it giving you that time and space to dedicate that time to God? Because nothing else you can do. Sometimes God just puts these things in our paths, and I'm not saying God put the flu in my path. I'm saying he didn't heal me as quick as he could have, because there was a time of intimate worship and intimate, oh my gosh, that's what I meant to say. I had the flu for 7 days, and you know what day the flu just magically disappeared? It was the morning after I had worshipped in a way that I had not worshipped since last year. I want to say in over 6-7 months. I don't know why I haven't found myself being able to worship like that, but it was just pure music of the 2000 K-Love songs. I was just singing and worshiping, and I was reading the word, and I'm like, why haven't I been doing this? And literally the next morning my fever was gone, and I was able to go to work. So I'm saying this because I think God was bringing back to me my fight. For over a year, I did rededicate my life to Christ in 2024, February. And that year was an intense year. But there was I do feel like stepping into 2025, I don't think I was as diligent as I should have been. I do think I created some leeway for me. Like, I already paved a path for the year, so we're good. But no, God showed me otherwise. I have been, not gonna lie, I did feel spiritually off for a while, not at my A game. I felt something was off. Sure, my motivation, my desire did dwindle because of personal things that I wasn't seeing come to fruition, but God was giving me so many other things that I just was so focused on what I was not getting that I'm like, but he's giving me another opportunity for this and opening this door, but I'm still focused on the door that's unsure. And I'm sure that I'm not the only one with that. But why I'm even sharing this is I think it's so important to find the beauty when we have seasons of sickness or trials. I felt like that was my Job. It was pretty bad, this flu. I don't usually get sick, so when I do get sick, I'm like, what is God trying to teach me here? Because I'm like, no, this was too long. Also, on the flip side, pay attention to when you get sick. Are you getting sick before a promotion or after a revelation that you got from God, or after you stopped a certain sin? The enemy also deploys these kind of tactics, deploys these kind of mechanisms to get you sick. And God will allow it, because God will let your character be tested. But also know that, I'm saying that because the day I got sick, when it all started, it was after I had an intense spiritual awakening, a revelation. I was weeping that night, and I remember the next day these symptoms came, and I'm like, what? I didn't know what it was until like 3-4 days later, and I'm like, oh gosh. So, and that weakness, that's the sickness that I had, made me really spiritually fragile. Why I'm saying that was I was so out of my layers of spiritual soldier. I was so weak physically that I was doubting, I was questioning, I was like, God, what is for me? Are you even for me? That's how I felt when I was sick. And I hope I'm not the only one that felt that way, that feels that way when they're sick. But I just felt so like, God, where are you? Just because I was so sick, and I felt like God wasn't showing up for me the way I needed him to. And he was there in the scenes letting me go through this because I needed to. Yeah, there's just something so beautiful about sweet worship to God. It just makes you feel so connected to him as a child to a parent does when, their parent is singing them lullabies, or a child is singing a song that they love that their parents showed them. It's the same thing when we come to him in worship, and I think God was reminding me of that. He didn't give me the flu just for that. I just want to make I had the flu for societal reasons, but I'm saying it was extended because there was something I needed to learn about walking with God, about my journey, what he's calling me to do in this season of my life. And it may not be in my timetable what I want, but that's the part of being a Christian, is that you're going to love this road, you're going to love this path, and you're going to pursue it and be passionate about it, even if it doesn't fit your schedule. Because guess what? This is not about you. It's not about you. It's about God and his will. You are a part of his will. But a lot of these things require other people in the plan, and your plan too, that you don't even know. But there are people a part of your plan that you may have not even met yet, that you may have not even recognized yet as part of your plan, part of God's plan for you. So I'm definitely in that season of God, where are my destiny helpers? Where are these people? Where's the person? Where's the man? All that good stuff. But no, seriously, I'm grateful for what God teaches me during trials and obstacles. I always take a trial, always take a sickness, and I spin it around and ask God, what do I need to learn right now? Because clearly you're calling me to be in intimacy with you, because I'm getting distracted by all the 10,000 of the things that I'm doing, and I'm not spending quality time with you. And we want to go deeper. Use that time to go deeper with God, not to doubt him, not to ask him, where are you? You can ask these things, but don't let the enemy trick you into thinking God's not there for you when you're sick. Jesus is a great physician. Don't forget that. Don't forget to call on him. He's just waiting. He's waiting for you to believe that he's the best doctor out there. So I hope that this was encouraging, and I pray if you're experiencing any sickness right now in your body, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, I pray that God covers you and blesses you in this moment, that he's working on you, he's healing you in this moment, that he's taking apart the doubt and the fear and the lies that you've been fed, that he's unwinding all the questions, and he's revealing it in his timing to you. And he gives you grace, and he gives you peace, and he gives you your heart and your spirit surrender during this time. Understand that you can go to him, you can seek him in your mind, in your spirit, and know that he's going to answer you in his way, in his time, but he will answer you. All right, have a great day, evening, morning, afternoon. Take care.